instrumentation. This is take 2, and anytime.
Proper instrumentation is important as it allows you to see exactly how people are using your system, which features are being used, in what order, and who's coming back to your system every day. Every click in your system should be logged, and there are many tools available to help you. There's Flurry from Yahoo, there's Google Analytics, there's Parse, and there are many different tools you can choose on iOS or Android or on your backend server to log everything that users are doing. Proper instrumentation helps you answer key questions about how people are using your system. You can get at the retention rate. How many people who signed up yesterday or the day before are coming back today and tomorrow and 2 weeks into the future? You can look at what features are being used more than others. You can look at where users are getting stuck in particular funnels. So if you have a complex onboarding flow or you have a complex flow to share content, you can see how many users get to each step and then where they abandon in those particular flows so that you can improve the interaction in subsequent releases. You can also look at what types of content users are viewing or sharing in your application. And you can log the actual URLs that they're sharing or just the domains or the topics that they're sharing in your system. As with any user data, you have to make sure that you have approval from your institution to collect this sort of data, and you have the proper disclosure to your users for the kinds of data that you'll be collecting about them. Most of the instrumentation systems collect data anonymously, but you have to remember that there might always be identifying information inside of a URL or inside of a piece of content that's shared. So make sure you talk to your institution or your lawyers and make sure that whatever data you're collecting as a part of instrumentation is appropriate to be collecting, and that you're making sure that your users are aware of exactly what you're doing. So let's look at a particular example. Let's look at how to instrument via Flurry Analytics. And for this example, we'll look at Flurry on Android, but integrating it on iOS is very similar. So to instrument your app with Flurry, you can get going in about 5 minutes. First, make sure when you go to the Flurry website, you register your application and get an API key, and you get the Flurry jar file. And then you add that jar file to your application. Make sure that you call the init method when your application is first started, and then add calls in the let's start with Flurry.
Take a drink too.
Yeah.